A gorgeous looking actress who's also a Bharatanatyam dancer recently paid a visit to DC, where she gave a beautiful, outstanding performance for Aim for Seva. Her good name, Miss Rukimini Vijayakumar. Dr. Nandini Mouli of the Capital Forum brought her into our studios, and she had a chance to actually talk to this flamboyant actress quite closely. Let's share that moment with you on Colors of India.
Good morning and namaste to you all. I am Nandini Mouli, welcoming you all to another edition of Up Close and Personal, where we focus key events happening in the tri-state area, as well as feature some of the best accomplished visitors from India. Today, I am so delighted to introduce to you a superwoman, I would call, Miss Rukimini Vijayakumar, who is a Bharatanatyam and a ballet dancer, an actress, model, and above all, a philanthropist who actually does programs for the cause of wonderful, worthy causes, such as service to the humanity and children. Ms. Rukimini Vijayakumar has bagged so many awards for her acting career as well as modeling. You can catch her in many Tamil movies, including Bommalatam. But today, she is here as a visitor to the city for performing a program called Prabhavati in the Nova Auditorium this afternoon. And it is so nice of her to join us, stealing few minutes she has in between her preparation and the program. Ms. Rukimini, I'm so happy you could join me. Welcome to the studios of GTV Networks. How do you do this? This is just an awesome array of accomplishments you have done within, maybe 25, 30 years of your life. Amazing, amazing. I have watched your YouTubes. I also saw some of your clips of the Bharatanatyam and ballet programs, and I understand you graduated from Boston Conservatory as the very first Indian to get the degree in modern and ballet dance. Tell me all about it.
The conservatory was a wonderful place to study in. It channeled your energies towards performance. So we studied everything that supported performing arts. Pilates and Alexander technique and ballet, modern, partnering, everything that you needed as a performer. But my Bharatanatyam training was entirely done in India. I learned with initially under Guru Padmini Rao and later with Guru Narmada. And I studied intensely Karanas, which is the Padma Subramaniam tradition.
Absolutely. Holding the pot on your head and doing things else.
No, that is actually Kuchipudi.
Okay.
But Karanas are the ancient tradition of movement. Like now in Bharatanatyam, we have Aduvus as the basic unit of a movement. But Karanas were the basic unit of movement in the ancient times.
Okay, gotcha.
And so under Dr. Padma Subramaniam's research, she reconstructed the Karanas.
I see.
And I studied them with her senior student, Sundari Santanam.
Very nice.
So
very nice.
They are different from, as we see Bharatanatyam in a very linear tradition of movement vocabulary. The Karanas are very curvilinear, and like you see the temple sculptures that capture pictures of the Karanas.
Very elegant, graceful movement.
Yeah, they're very elegant and very graceful, and used in combination with the Bharatanatyam that we know today is sort of the style and vocabulary that I use for my
beautiful
classical dance.
Very nice. It's very rare that you bring in the ballet and the Bharatanatyam and all kinds of different exercise movements, so to speak, from your Pilates and yoga and things like that. This is a one complete package, I would say, when it comes to body movement.
Yeah, definitely. The forms support each other, but as far as my productions go, I keep my ballet and modern separate. I'm not a ballerina. I'm more of a modern contemporary dancer.
Okay.
So I keep that very separate from my Bharatanatyam.
Okay, I see.
So in my Bharatanatyam, I use karanas. So many people perceive it as new or contemporary because there are high kicks and jumps and all that may look balletic, but they're not actually ballet at all. They are karanas used in combination with Bharatanatyam. So I guess my performance world of the two is pretty separate from one another.
Okay, you have kept them authentic, so to speak.
Yeah, I like it like that, and I feel it tells the story better. Like an Indian story is told better with an Indian movement form, in my opinion.
Yes. The thing that I liked most in your profile is the fact that Pujya Sri Dayananda Saraswati himself selected you to come over and do this program in USA. Few cities, Boston, Atlanta and so on, and today you are in Washington DC. How did you get involved in Aim for Seva?
I know Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji from when I was a child, actually from when my mother was a child.
I see.
So we are followers of his tradition of Vedic teachings and everything. And Aim for Seva has been one of his most tremendous efforts in terms of education for rural areas.
Absolutely.
And actually a lady, a tribal lady approached Swamiji and he asked her why they weren't sending their children to school. So she presented the problem to him and said that it's because the schools are too far from where we live.
Absolutely, that's right.
And at that time, so she said, why don't you give us a home for my children near the school, then they'll all attend schools.
Absolutely.
And since education is such an empowering thing, Swamiji came up with this idea of having
the dormitories, chatralayas built in town so that the village children can go there, stay there in the weekdays, go back to weekend. And this Aim for Seva is doing not only the education but also their tuition, their food and the whole 9 yards. So
including their health care, everything for them. So they have actually they'll celebrate the 100th Chatralaya. So they have 100. In January they'll open the
very nice
one. And so they're all over India. It's not just South India or just North India or West or East. It's
Have you visited any of them?
Yeah, I've seen one of them. I've seen one of the places of the higher education. So where many of the students from the Chatralayas will move into a university. So I've seen the university and I've met the children from the Chatralaya that are near Bangalore.
I see.
They came to our first performance in Bangalore.
You know, knowing your profile, Ruku, I would say that you are an inspiration. You are an inspiration not only for the dance students who are learning from you, but also these children. I am sure there will be plenty of children who want to become dancers in some way or other, just taking your life as a lesson, you know. It is amazing what you're doing is going to be really an indelible impact on the children's education, because as Swamiji himself has said in many TV interviews and so on, he's not only trying to do the education from the academic standpoint, but also creating good human beings. Give them the moral value, education and sports as well as art. And when it comes to Bharatanatyam type of dance, I'm sure they take you as a role model, so to speak, and I am so delighted, and please continue the work. And I mean, we are here far away from all those Chatralayas, but we think of you as someone who we can communicate with you in moving forward, and probably you can be our agent, so to speak. And in DC, we were fortunate to get about 60 scholarships for the children for the year, and our goal is to reach 100 by the end of today. And your program, Prabhavati, is going to be watched and admired, applauded quite a bit, just like how it happened in other cities also. Tell me a little bit about Prabhavati. How did you come up with that theme per se?
I actually looked at many themes and read many stories from the Mahabharata, some incidents from the Ramayana, as well as Katha Sarita. There were many stories I read, and I guess a story always needs to fall into place in your mind at the time that you're reading it as a choreographer. You need to be able to see it on stage. And after reading many stories for many months, finally Prabhavati sort of stuck in my head. And there was only a short story, but then I did some research and I found that a Telugu poet, Pingali Surana, had written a full novel, elaborated, as very often many Indian poets and authors do. They take short stories from the Puranas and they elaborate and add their own interpretation. So his novel Prabhavati Pradyumnam tells the story very beautifully. So I adapted it from that, scripted it, then got lyrics written, music done, and
very nice. She's an Asura princess.
She's the daughter of an Asura, Vajranabha.
Very nice, very nice. Very unusual theme, and we are looking forward to watching it without, you know, moving from the spot at all. So it should be very interesting. You are also going to be doing more projects for Aim for Seva in future? What?
Definitely, definitely. I will always be involved in whatever way I can or way I can help. I think it's the people who are actually there. I guess everyone plays a part, and mine is a small part in the whole this thing of
I think it's a huge part, and very nice. And
like Swamiji says, it's not just an NGO, it should be a movement. So it's the concept and idea of doing seva. Whether it's through Aim for Seva or through anything else, it's to help people and
absolutely. We feel the same from the DC chapter for Aim for Seva. We feel we are blessed to have an opportunity to host you and your team. Your team was awesome yesterday. I had an opportunity to mingle with them a little bit, and the children are just worshipping you. To be honest with you, they have so many good stories, great stories to tell about you that says what type of guru-disciple relationship you have built, and kudos to you, and best wishes for your dance career, your acting career, your modeling career, and we will look forward to hosting you again in this great city of DC. Come over again back to GTV. We would love to talk with you a little bit more. We just touched the surface of your profile and career and so on. So really glad that you could join me once again on the GTV studios, and all the very, very best.
Thank you. But I'd have to say that all the dancers are not my students. They all have their own teachers, and they just dance with me for these 3-4 months of the year when I work with them.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you again for tuning into the Up Close and Personal show this morning, and we will look forward to seeing you next week, same channel, same time. Until then, this is Nandini Mouli saying so long, namaste, have a wonderful morning.
Hi, I'm Rukimini Vijayakumar. I'm in Washington, D.C. with Nandini Mouli, and you're watching Up Close and Personal on GTV.